Alright guys, my name's Rick Phillips and this is SQL Programming with Real World Examples. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. As such, it's probably fair to give you a little bit of background on myself such that you can understand my qualifications for teaching this. About 1,000 years ago, I graduated with a PhD in visual psychophysics from the University of Wisconsin in the United States. My minor was computer science, and my final years in graduate school, I was really starting to get into relational databases, which were just coming onto the field at the time. As such, my first job straight out of school was as a relational database designer and programmer for DecRDB. None of you will recall that, but it is a pretty significant precursor to Oracle. Oracle ultimately bought that product and still has it on their shelf. I don't think it's real popular anymore. Regardless, I've been programming Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL databases for about 25 years. PLSQL is my first language even before English. When you read my content, you'll know that to be the fact. My grammar's not the best. I apologize for that. Regardless, those are my qualifications. You want the full details, check out my profile either here or at digitalmiddleage.com, my personal website. Alright, let's talk a little about the course. This course is made up of 5 sections and 17 lectures that run just about 4¼ hours. Section 1 will be an introduction, and Section 2 will set up our PLSQL programming environment. In Section 3, we cover the language fundamentals with lectures on primitive data types, syntax, user-defined data types, control structures, and finally scope and error handling. Section 4 is where things really start to build on itself. We'll have in this our section on real-world coding examples. We'll start out with 2 lectures on triggers, move on to 2 lectures on procedures, 2 on functions, and 2 more on packages. And guys, these are going to be some real live code. This is going to be some stuff that you can use on resumes and or that you can put away in that lockbox as this is good stuff, I got to keep this. Of course, we conclude the course with an overview and summary section. We'll have 3 lectures there, again covering everything we learned throughout the prior pieces of the course. Alright, who should take this course? This is an intermediate level programming course. As such, it is expected that you've got some experience with a relatively sophisticated programming language a priori that is coming into this class. You should understand primitive data types, flow control, data structures, things like that, because we are going to just whip over those, and as such it's going to be better if you've got those already in your back pocket. In addition, you should be relatively competent in SQL. If that's not the case, I recommend you hold off on this course, take my SQL course first, and then follow up with this one. We cover a great deal in that course, and if you're not properly prepared from an SQL standpoint, this course is going to be difficult for you. Finally, my style of teaching, I go pretty quickly. We do not mess around on trivial stuff. We go to the real world examples and we spend our time analyzing, describing, and trying to understand why these techniques were chosen, why these represent elegant solutions. That's where my focus is. In addition, I will provide for you resource materials associated with each lecture. They will include not only examples of all the code that we've written, but also the script I use in presenting these lectures. It's my experience, a lot of people taking these courses, English is not their first language. As such, these resource materials help you out a lot with respect to keeping up with the course and having a better understanding. Finally, this course does 2 real things in my mind. It is going to prepare you for, of course, the Oracle certification exams, but much more importantly, it's going to prepare you to be a real-world PLSQL programmer. And people, that can be a pretty lucrative situation. I hired hundreds of Oracle people over my career, and I know that this is a very good way to make a living. Finally, why do I do this? I retired a few years ago, and this is the way I keep myself mentally active, as well as give a little back to the profession. It did very well by me, and I feel as though I owe the profession a little bit back, and as such, that's why I do these. I hope you'll join us for PLSQL programming with real-world examples, and I expect to see you on the inside. In the interim, you go out there and you have yourself some fun today, but learn something every day because it's what's important.